reclaim. From the barren fields of heavy hate and hollow ignorance, I reclaim the republic of imagination, where stubborn hope is the queen and action her flying minister. Hi, everyone.
Who are you?
Hi, everyone. My name is Neha. Neha means love in Sanskrit, a language I most associate with my nani, my maternal grandmother, who is now one with the stars, where we all come from and we shall return to. Named Love, I'm here to share creative love with you today. I'm a contemporary eco-artist, a poet, and award-winning climate justice advocate. In my turquoise bedroom, where my brown body sleeps, next to my bed, I keep a yellow diary. At night, when poems and paintings come flying in time-traveling portals, in the darkness, I squiggle and scribble in my yellow diary, and I hope I can read my handwriting in the morning. I find this writing in darkness the most meta of metaphors. As seeds of dreams born in immense darkness transform. They transform into a creative garden of poems and paintings that live and breathe in broad daylight. The story of my creative dreams is also a story of loss. Who here has experienced loss? Raise your hand if you have lost a person, a place, a plant, or a pet that you love. You see, loss is universal. It is what ties us, even though its shape may change across time and space. The question is, who will we become in the face of loss, and how? In my early days in America, I went through a series of miscarriages. Miscarriage, what a word. As if a mistake was made, a train was missed. Misrepresentation is what the word miscarriage is, and I singularly reject this misrepresentation of natural pregnancy losses that occur in 1 in 4 pregnancies, or even more according to some estimates. These losses were incredibly hard for me, and the hardness was made harder being an immigrant woman in a country that calls me an alien, and felt so as well. And they were made harder by how uncommon conversations about these common losses are, hard as they are. In the midst of utter hopelessness and grief of loss, creativity saved my life. I started painting vibrant, whimsical paintings inspired by my dreams and folk art traditions of India, where I grew up and that I dearly missed in my life in America. I started writing poems to make sense of loss and my place in the world in face of loss. I would love to take all the credit, but the truth is that I became a collaborator with the universe in my creative healing renaissance. And with the universe, and with so many old and new faces that came into my life with their magic and generosity. Studies show that creativity is literally medicine. Yes. It helps to make positive impact on our physical, mental, emotional well-being. For me, creativity not only helped me survive loss, but to thrive beyond loss. I read somewhere that in my dreams, I saw a color I had never seen before. It was a pigment of my imagination. That feels right. So I want to share with you 7 lessons that I have learned in the art of creative healing from the pigments and figments of my imagination. The lesson 1 is to reclaim your creative earth essence. You see, though creativity has played such an extraordinary role in my healing, there is nothing extraordinary about me being creative. We are all innately creative beings whose creative vitality has been stripped away by the same extractive systems that are harming Mother Earth in what is the hottest year ever in the entire living history of our planet. Speak about burnout. That we live on a burning planet filled with burnt out human beings is not a coincidence. Not a coincidence. Reclaiming our creativity is essential for healing, and how we reclaim may look very different for all of us. For you, it may look like picking up an old, dusty music instrument. For you, it may look like gardening for the very first time. For you, it may look like getting a bunch of crayons and doodling your way back to your creative self. There are infinite ways of being creative. The lesson 2 is to weave Indra's web of interdependence, a spiritual ecology tradition found in Hindu and Buddhist cosmologies and shared by wisdom traditions around the world. Indra's web teaches us that healing in our micro and macro worlds is deeply tied together. Our private, collective, planetary healing is in a relationship that is a fractal relationship of mutuality. There is no healing us without healing Mother Earth. There is no healing Mother Earth without healing ourselves. What this calls each of us to do is to shed false binaries of healing between me or them, local or global, people or planet. It is time for us to write our own declarations of interdependence. Lesson 3 in the art of creative healing is to learn from bird murmurations, the magnificent movement of birds that teach us that our collective well-being depends on not hoarding information or resources, but on sharing them. And as a migratory bird myself, who is forever in flights of longing and belonging, I know this to be true. The next lesson is to embody sacred geometry of circles that invite us to accept and to inhabit the full circle of joy and grief that makes us alive and who we are. Circles that invite us to not be boxed into other people's boxes, to inhabit the wholeness of our identities in circles of our choosing and making. The next lesson is to spark holy infinity of play. For me, painting kites that then I become. I paint kites that I become and fly with in the universe. I paint tree swings. I paint joyful, colorful playgrounds filled with jump ropes that I loved as a child. I splash myself silly with colors. This is all how I invite the holy infinity of play in my life. So my question for all of you is, where do you find the holy infinity of play in your life that brings the sense of awe and wonder and play? The next lesson, lesson 6, in the art of creative healing, is to flourish with tree elders. For me, paintings and poems of banyan trees that are sacred in my family are a deep source of healing and a source of connecting with flourishing roots, even though I live so far away from the land of my ancestors and the land of my living elders. Reconnecting with symbolic, metaphorical, or quite literal trees can be a deep source of healing for all of us. And finally, the lesson 7 that I have learned in the art of creative healing is to reincarnate before death. I believe in the art of reincarnation, which to me is the first law of thermodynamics that I studied as an undergraduate major in physics in Delhi many years ago. Energy can be neither created nor destroyed, only transformed from one form to another. What if reincarnation is not what happens to us after death? What if reincarnation is the wild possibility of where we put our creative life energy to heal and transform in face of all that hurts and aches and burns in our world? These are many lessons, but they are really one. That you, me, we, us can heal by reclaiming our creative spark. By letting our dreams dream us. To start and end in a full circle of poetry that is life is my dream. So I invite you, all of you, take a deep breath with me. And step into a collective dream from my yellow diary. We like it? Okay, I love This dream is called What If-ology. What if-ology? What if we remember that our wholeness is holy? What if we remember that play is our joyful play? What if we remember that our stories matter? What if we remember that art heals our hearts? What if we remember that the right to dream is ours? Thank you. And I leave you with this magic